Yo, what's good, gang? And I'm back with another one. But before we start, I want to say thank you to everybody that's subscribed in the last couple of days. Easily over 50 subscribers in the last 2 days over the weekend. So thank you. Greatly appreciate that. Also, the comments have been blowing up and going bananas on these sports conspiracies because, you know, the NFL just started. NBA is about to roll back around. Baseball's going down. So with that being said, in honor of all you guys showing some love and for my conspiracy people, I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all a conspiracy video, an NFL conspiracy video. All I need y'all to do is go ahead and drop a like, subscribe if you're new, and share this video. Appreciate that. Also, this channel, I'll just let y'all know now, I drop whatever I want, and I'm gonna do whatever I want, because it's my channel. But I'm gonna give y'all different stuff. So you might come here and it won't be the regular video you're used to doing. I'm gonna do different stuff just because I wanna, feed the people. But we're gonna get into this conspiracy video in honor of my conspiracy people. Y'all been heavy in the comments. We've been talking it up, chopping it up. Y'all been giving y'all opinions. So I'm gonna go ahead and give y'all this. Let's get straight to it. Tell y'all this now. NFL is rigged. And the Cowboys are gonna win the Super Bowl. Y'all can already see it.
Knows how much society loves a good conspiracy theory, especially when it comes to sports. Sometimes there's no basis to them, but other times there's just too much evidence to ignore. Here are the 10 most controversial moments in NFL history.
10 most controversial.
Super Bowl 40. Looking at the final score from Super Bowl 40 between the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Seattle Seahawks, it would seem like there shouldn't be much controversy here. The Steelers easily won 21-10, but that score doesn't tell the full story.
All right, so a lot of us that are in our 20s, going into our 30s, we kind of remember this Super Bowl because we know it's Big Ben's first one. But as for our older dudes, the dudes that are in their mid 30s, 40s, 50s, if you watch, you're going to be the ones that really remember this. And the rest of y'all young bulls,
the Seahawks were flagged on multiple occasions on controversial, crucial calls. It looked like the Seahawks were playing against both the Steelers and the officials that night. Typically, people usually attribute claims such as these to emotions from fans who are mad their team lost or despise the other team. Well, that all changed with this situation when a referee from the game, Bill Levy, opened up about his performance officiating that contest 4 years later. Levy said, "I kicked 2 calls in the fourth quarter, and I impacted the game, and as an official, you never want to do that. It left me with a lot of sleepless nights, and I think about it constantly. I'll go to my grave wishing that I'd been better." While this implies that there was no malintent, it confirms that Seattle was robbed, and the Seahawks fans have every right to be sour.
All right, yeah, he said he messed up, but is that controversial? No, refs mess up all the time.
About what transpired in Detroit in 2006.
So,
I'm not sure if this
that's
makes
regular.
The Seattle faithful feel better or worse, though. 2018 NFC Championship game. With under 2 minutes to play in the fourth quarter of the 2018 NFC Championship game between the New Orleans Saints and the Los Angeles Rams, the score was tied 20-20. Drew Brees and the squad faced the critical 3rd and 10 from the LA 13-yard line. Brees found his wide receiver Tommy Lee Lewis on a wheel route. Lewis would have at least had the first down and probably a touchdown had he caught the pass. So Rams cornerback nickel Roby Coleman decided to just lay out Lewis to prevent him from making the catch. Watching it live, it was clearly defensive pass interference, and the Saints would be in prime position to either run out the clock and kick the game-winning field goal or score a touchdown. Except the flag never came. All 73,000 Saints fans in attendance let the refs know how they felt about the missed call.
I watched that game live. I saw that play, and I instantly said, defensive pass interference. He did not jump for the ball. He did not go for the ball, nothing. Also, if you remember, the Rams won this game and went to the Super Bowl. This is where we missed out on our Brady Brees Super Bowl. And I believe this was Brady's last year in Tampa Bay, if not the year before. But that being said, everybody feels like not only did the Saints fans get robbed, but the NFL fans got robbed, period, of a Braves Brady Super Bowl, because that was blatant as hell.
As did New Orleans head coach Sean Payton. His team was forced to settle for a field goal and left enough time for the Rams to drive down the field and kick a field goal of their own to send the game into overtime, where LA would win and punch their ticket to the Super Bowl. Roby Coleman later said, "Yes, I got there too early. I was beat and I was trying to save the touchdown." Well, he ended up saving his team's season and temporarily changing the NFL. It was such an egregious missed call that the league implemented a new rule the following season, where teams could challenge plays involving potential pass interference. Additionally, a judge in Louisiana ordered Roger Goodell and 3 officials to testify.
That's crooked Goodell. That's Goodell. I don't care what you say, boy. He run this show like a puppet thing. You feel me? He know who he want to win, and he know who he needs to win. And you know who he gonna make win this year? The Cowboys. And I'm telling you that because I'm a fan and I could see the writing on the wall. Jerry Jones has went too long to be one of the richest franchises, if the richest franchise in the NFL without a Super Bowl since the 90s. Over 20 years. 20 years, almost over 30 years without a Super Bowl. Cowboys, you getting yours. You know why? Because Roger runs the league. That's why he implements these rules to shut us up and not to say it's rigged. So it'll feel like, oh, they're doing something about it when they're really not doing nothing about it. They're just prolonging the game because they're still going to do what they want at the end of the day, and the refs are still going to call
testify over the no call. An attorney filed suit over the game seeking $75,000 in damages to be donated to charity. Super Bowl III. The Baltimore Colts came into Super Bowl III as heavy favorites against the New York Jets. The Colts were 13-1 and had only scored under 20 points once all season as they were led by league MVP Earl Morrall. Morrall and his Colts were upset by the Jets 16-7 as Morrall completed just 6 of his 17 passes and threw 3 interceptions. It seemed as though the Colts had intentionally thrown the game. You're probably wondering, why would a team ever intentionally lose in the Super Bowl? But there are actually a couple of theories explaining why. Some people believe that the Colts were paid off to not put forth any effort to help make the AFL look legitimate, because at that time there were 2 separate leagues, the National Football League, NFL, and the American Football League, AFL. By making the AFL seem more competitive after 2 blowout losses in the first 2 Super Bowls, they could come together and form the NFL that we know today. Another theory comes from Colts star defensive lineman Bubba Smith, who claimed in his autobiography that the game was fixed by a bookmaker in New York and members of the NFL Players Association. Dez caught it.
If you are a Cowboys fan and you are watching this, if you are an NFL fan and you are watching this, you know this one play changed everything for Romo and the Cowboys, period. It changed everything. It changed everything from the way people ref to the way they call calls, to what you call a possession, to what you call a catch, to what you call a drop. Everything. Everything. And if you don't know what about Dez caught it, just wait till the end of this segment.
With 5 minutes left in a 2014 divisional round matchup between the Dallas Cowboys and the Green Bay Packers, the Packers were holding on to a 25-21 lead. Facing a 4th and 2 from the Green Bay 32, Tony Romo found his wide receiver Dez Bryant streaking down the left sideline, and Bryant made a sensational leaping grab over the Green Bay defender Sam Shields right around the goal line. Green Bay challenged the catch, and the call was overturned, much to the surprise of anyone watching the game. After being initially ruled a catch on the field and needing conclusive evidence to overturn the original call, it didn't seem like there was nearly enough to.
I'm going to just pause that and let y'all image hang in y'all head. I'm going to pause that and let that image hang in y'all head. And Chris Medina, if you watch this video, bro, don't talk to me. You know, he's a Packers
overturn
fan.
it. Instead of 1st and goal from the 1, It was a Dallas turnover, and they went on to lose the game. 3 years after the incident, the NFL Competition Committee unanimously agreed that Dez did, in fact, catch it. It's a phrase that will forever be tied to the legacies of Bryant and Romo at an everlasting.
That one play hurt my soul as a Cowboys fan. Period. Period, point blank. Because for you to come back years later and say he actually caught it, and the original call was he caught it, but instead you guys want to go to the booth and say, no, he didn't catch it.
Running joke on social media. Super Bowl 36. The controversy involving Super Bowl 36 between the New England Patriots and the St. Louis Rams did not actually occur during the game.
Hot, but it's
it
all
happened
right.
leading up to it, as the Patriots allegedly taped a walkthrough practice conducted by the Rams. The Rams' offense, which was one of the greatest in NFL history, was held to just 17 points in the game, giving people even more reason to believe the Patriots knew a bit extra about the St. Louis playbook. When it looked like the Rams and Patriots were going to meet in another Super Bowl in Super Bowl 53, former Rams Hall of Fame running back Eric Dickerson said, "We want a rematch against the Patriots. We want them back again because they cheated us. They cheated us. They cheated us. They know they cheated us back in New Orleans."
The thing about this is, if you don't know, not only was that Tom's first Super Bowl, I believe, against Kurt Warner, it was Kurt Warner, Isaac Bruce, Torrey Holt, and Marshall Faulk. The greatest show on turf. Period. This is when the Rams were back in St. Louis. These guys were killing it. Killing it. When you want to say, boy, you think you got teams now, Spygate. Simple as that. If you don't know what Spygate is, look it up for yourself. All my boys that my conspiracy guys, Spygate. We know that's how it all started.
They watched our film, so we want some more of them. Another Hall of Fame running back for the Rams is just as salty about the incident. In 2013, 11 years after the game, Marshall Faulk said, "Am I over the loss? Yeah, I'm over the loss. But I'll never be over being cheated out of the Super Bowl. That's a different story."
Cheated is the key word.
The Tuck Rule game.
What they mean by cheated.
As much as Patriots fans love the narrative that Roger Goodell and the NFL are out to get them, here they are again on this list, benefiting from additional aid. In a 2002 AFC Divisional Round matchup, the Oakland Raiders led the Pats 13-10 late in the fourth quarter. New England was driving when Oakland defensive back Charles Woodson hit Tom Brady.
The greatest cornerback ever. Cheated by Tom Brady. Hot. Anybody that knows these games with Tom Brady, you know when it's a big game with Tom Brady, they try to make him win any type of way. Some way, somehow, Tom Brady, bro, come on, bro. Come on, man. Y'all don't think, man, that's the golden boy, bro. Storyline is always written out for
forcing him to drop the ball. The Raiders fell on the ball,
it's all about
and the play was initially ruled a fumble on the field, likely ending the game. The play was reviewed and overturned, as the officials cited a rule that nobody had ever heard of until that play, called the Tuck Rule. They determined that because Brady had been bringing the ball forward before attempting to bring it back down into his body, the play should be ruled as an incomplete pass. The Pats ended up winning the game and going on to win the Super Bowl, but people still wonder whether or not that call would have been made for any other quarterback or franchise.
No, it wouldn't.
Power outage in the Super Bowl. With the Baltimore Ravens leading the San Francisco 49ers 28-6 in the third quarter, it seemed like Super Bowl 47 was about to be a blowout. Nothing could stop the Ravens that night, except for the lights going out. The power went out and the momentum shifted as the 49ers then went on a run to make the score 28-23. While league officials said it was a shoddy relay that caused the outage, Ravens players weren't buying it. Ray Lewis said, "You're a zillion-dollar company and your lights go out? No way." Now listen, if you grew up like I grew up, and you grew up in a household like I grew up, then sometimes your lights might go out because times get hard. I understand that. But you cannot tell me somebody wasn't sitting there and when they say, "The Ravens are about to blow them out, man, we better do something." Lewis's fellow linebacker Terrell Suggs agreed, as he also said, "I was like, Roger Goodell."
Now, the thing about the lights going out is, one, it stops the game, which two, stops momentum, which three, that takes the momentum away from your defense, giving the other team more time to plan, strategize, and all this extra stuff. And at that, y'all ain't coming in with that same adrenaline. It's like it pauses the game. It really pauses the game. Think about you and your homies pausing the game in the middle of the game and leaving and coming back. The momentum ain't the same. Y'all got to get back into it. You know what I mean? And then at that point, anything can happen.
He never stops. He always has something up his sleeve. He just couldn't let us have this one in a landslide, huh?
Man, Roger, you need to leave,
Most definitely,
bro.
he had a hand in it. Either way, Lewis, Suggs, and the Ravens got their rings as they went on to win the game 34-31. The Fail Mary. In 2012, NFL referees participated in a lockout. Insert replacement officials, and one of the biggest officiating gaffes in not just NFL history, but maybe in all of sports. In a Week 3 Monday Night Football contest between the Green Bay Packers and Seattle Seahawks, the game ended with a Hail Mary from Russell Wilson. He found his wide receiver Golden Tate in the end zone, or did he? One replacement official ruled touchdown, while another signaled touchback for an interception, all while it appeared Packer defensive back M.D. Jennings may have had possession of the ball. Additionally, Tate clearly pushed off to make the catch and should have been called for offensive pass interference. The officials conferred and ruled it a touchdown.
Boy, that year with the replacement refs was the jankiest shit the NFL has ever done. I don't care what you say. The replacement refs, oh my God. You got people, daddies out there. You got the dude that barbecue next door. You got the dude that, oh my God. The replacement refs literally made the NFL trash that whole year. Like, dog, you wasn't doing nothing. Bro, you didn't want to watch the games because you didn't know what the fuck was going to get called because they were throwing flag. They were flag heavy like a motherfucker. Then they were called. Let me stop. Let's just finish.
Giving the Seahawks the win in a play known as the
I want to see how many more
Fail
times
Mary,
Brady
or the
shows up.
inaccurate
I think 2 more
reception.
times.
2 days later, the NFL
What y'all
and
think? How
NFL
many more times y'all
Referees
think Brady gonna show
Association
up if he's still
announced they
watching
had
right
reached
now?
an agreement to
I
end the
think
lockout.
two.
I
He's
guess
gonna
this
show up 2 more
all-time
times.
embarrassing moment for the league brought the two parties together. If it means never seeing replacement referees in another game, I'm glad this happened. Sorry, Green Bay fans. Bottlegate. Usually the Cleveland
Bottlegate.
Browns are the ones making their lives harder with poor draft choices or head coaching hires,
Bottlegate?
but in this case, they got
That was
robbed
Bill
by the
Belichick.
officials. In
Still Tom
2001,
Brady
the
and
Browns were
Goodell.
6-6 and desperately needed a win against the Jacksonville Jaguars to keep their playoff hopes alive. After trailing 15-10 with just over a minute left in the game, Cleveland faced a 4th and 2
that
from the
was a
Jacksonville
hit.
12-yard line.
That's the old
Browns
school
quarterback
NFL
Tim
when
Couch
they hit.
found his
They
wide
hit.
receiver Quincy Morgan across the middle for a short gain and a first down. It appeared Morgan may have dropped the ball, though, but Cleveland hurried to the line and spiked the ball. After the spike, the officials then decided to go back and review the 4th down play, even though another play had already taken place. The rules clearly state you cannot review a play after another one has occurred, but the refs did it anyway and saw Morgan drop the ball. They announced it would be Jacksonville's ball, essentially ending the game. Having seen their franchise taken away in 1995 and not making the playoffs since the team's return in 1999, the Browns fans did not handle this decision or action by the officials well. Some fans ran on the field in protest, and others threw bottles onto the field. They were so out of hand that the officials decided to call the game early, with 48 seconds remaining, in a move that had never been done before in NFL history. After both teams departed the field, the league then made them come back and finish the game as Jacksonville kneeled the ball. 2014 NFC Wildcard Game. The Dez Caught It game actually may not have ever happened if it wasn't for this game, as the Cowboys had to beat the Detroit Lions in the wildcard game to face Green Bay in the divisional round. Looking to potentially ice the game, Detroit faced a 3rd and 1 from the Dallas 46-yard line with 8:25 remaining, holding a 20-17 lead. The Lions run a play action, and Matthew Stafford finds his tight end Brandon Pettigrew down the field, but he underthrows the ball, and Dallas linebacker Anthony Hitchens gets in Pettigrew's way as he attempts to turn and catch it. Hitchens made contact with the tight end and never turned his head around to look for the ball, so ago, a flag for defensive pass interference was thrown and announced by the head referee Pete Morelli. Then Morelli made another announcement, saying the flag was actually being picked up. Watching it live and seeing the replay, it seemed like clear defensive pass interference, so there was confusion as to what changed to make him pick up the flag. After the game, Morelli explained, the back judge threw his flag for defensive pass interference. We got other information from another official from a different angle that thought the contact was minimal and didn't warrant pass interference. He thought it was face guarding. It was strange, to say the least, that the back judge was talked out of making the call because it seemed he had a good angle on the play. Additionally, replay showed that the defender grabbed the tight end before the ball got there, making it irrelevant that he was face guarding. The call completely changed the game as Dallas went on to win 24-20. I guess karma came knocking the next game, though, as Dez's catch was inexplicably ruled incomplete.
So, what y'all think? Do y'all think that some of these moments were the refs controlling the game from the higher-ups in the NFL caliber? Or do y'all think that they're just in on it and they have to force a certain winner? Either way, for me, it feels like stuff is just crazy in the NFL. The refs do have control of the game. They you don't know when they're going to throw a flag. One moment it's a pass interference, the next moment it's not. One moment it's a sack, the next moment it's something different. So, you know, they changed the rules for Tom Brady multiple times. I'm just saying. So, yeah, y'all go ahead and drop some comments, drop a like, share. If it's your first time here, go ahead and subscribe. Appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna probably drop another conspiracy video for y'all, drop some other stuff. I also got a podcast coming out, Cool Kids Corner podcast. So y'all be on the lookout for that. It's only dropping here on the Reaction channel. But yeah, this your boy Weasel. And I'm out this thing. Yeet!